As part of We the People, celebrating 250 years, here's This Day in History.
As we count down to America's 250th birthday next summer, we are sharing our We the People series, the people, places, and things of the past that have shaped our country, what it is today.
Hello again on this day, December 13th, 1925. The legendary actor Dick Van Dyke was born. That makes this year his 100th birthday. Van Dyke was born in West Plains, Missouri, and grew up just to the south of us in Illinois. After being introduced to theater in high school, Van Dyke didn't even get into show business until after an advertising agency he opened failed. He went on to have a monster career in Hollywood and on Broadway, starring in hits like Bye Bye Birdie, The Dick Van Dyke Show, and Mary Poppins. I remember him in one of the first movies I ever saw, Chitty Chitty Bang Bang. The actor has kept making films through the years, continuing to appear in movies throughout the 2000 teens. Van Dyke was inducted into the Television Academy Hall of Fame in 1995. He also received a Kennedy Center honor in 2021. A new documentary about his acting career called Dick Van Dyke 100th Celebration premieres today. You can see it in theaters throughout our area tomorrow. That's This Day in History for December 13th. For We the People, I'm Charlie Shortino.